Hi guys. Well, I've had a 2TB hard drive connected to my Xbox One for some time now, and it's been getting a little bit full, believe it or not. Some of you guys noticed that I had a fair bit of space a while back, but it has been slowly filling up. And the other day I saw a decent price on a Seagate 4TB external drive, so I snapped it up, and that's waiting to go in, and maybe I'll do a video about that. But that got me thinking about the PS4, because I've still got the original hard drive in the PS4, which is, as you all know, a 500 gig affair. Now, 500 gig is not going to cut it for these modern gaming consoles. It's simply not enough space. So I had a look around to see what was available for the PS4. Now, I know a friend of mine has got a 1TB hybrid drive which he uses in the PS4, and he sorted that out pretty easily. And you can get 2TB internal drives for it. But I was thinking, well, you know, I've gone for this 4TB drive on the Xbox, why can't I do the same for the PS4? So I had a look around and I found there are options for doing that. And specifically, I mean, you can do it yourself, but specifically there's a thing called the Nyko data bank, and you can attach that to the PS4, and that will allow you to connect other hard drives in specifically 3.5-inch hard drives. It sits on top of the PS4. It's a little bit ugly when it's on top, but you know, that's not a problem for me. It sits inside a cabinet, so that's really not a problem. But as I was looking into it more and more, I found that some people were coming across some issues, specifically to do with power saving options. Now, it looks like there is an issue with the PS4 with drives over 2TB. And if you're going to use a drive over 2TB, you have to turn off your power saving options. Okay, which isn't a huge deal, I suppose. It is inconvenient though, and it does reduce the usability of the machine. It reduces some of the options that you've got available for things like, you know, downloads in the background and so on and so forth. And so I looked into this and I thought, well, you know, why is this? And it turns out that later iterations of the PS4, those people who didn't buy on release day or near the release day, those people who've bought them in the last, I suppose, 9 months or a year when they've released a hardware revision. Everybody's going on about the hardware revisions that might come along for the Xbox, and you know, everyone was losing their shit over that. But we've already had a revision for the PS4, and it turns out that if you've got a later revision of the PS4, and that's models that start with CUH-1200 or CUH 1200, they will take hard drives that are larger than 2TB. And so whether that will be an internal hard drive, at the moment you can't get a 2.5-inch internal hard drive that's bigger than 2TB, but you can get external hard drives, and you can get 3.5-inch drives that will do, well, very large capacities, up to 6TB. And I've actually got a couple of hard drives lying around that would be ideal. And I could stick the Nyko data bank on top of the PS4 and attach that and get it all up and running. And I'd have 3TB or 4TB, or if I was prepared to go out and buy a new one, a 6TB drive. And that would be ideal. You know, that would be perfect for me. I mean, I could spend, what, I don't know, 35 quid on a Nyko data bank. It's 50 quid or so on Amazon, but you can get it cheaper than that. And with the drives I've got hanging around, I'd have a upgraded PS4 and no problems at all, except for, like I say, this issue with the power saving options. But that begs the question, why? Why is there a problem with the earlier versions of the PS4? Is it a hardware thing? Because you would have thought that an upgraded firmware would be all that was needed in order for this to work properly. So, I don't know, I'm a little bit flummoxed. And it seems to me that Sony are, in effect, shafting the people who bought the PS4 early. You know, the early adopters. And I know that early adopters get shafted quite often, and, you know, in effect, you're better off waiting for later iterations. But, you know, with all the shit that's been going on about the potential for the Xbox having an upgrade and how, whoa, that's a terrible thing, and some of the fanboys making a huge deal about that, not a lot of people seem to have noticed that the PS4 has already had a hardware revision that is affecting the way in which we can use our consoles. And, you know, I have to wonder, if this is a hardware problem, what the hell was Sony thinking, limiting the hard drive capacity to 2 terabytes? I mean, come on, these games are huge these days. You're going to need a bigger hard drive. And I'm personally not prepared to go out and shell 300, 350 quid or whatever it is on a new PS4 just so I can fit a bigger hard drive. Surely there must be a firmware solution, surely. But, you know, maybe I'm wrong. And as usual, you guys can comment in the comment section below and tell me what you think about this. Do you think that Sony need to sort this out? Do you feel that, you know, early adopters have been shafted once more, or do you think it's perfectly reasonable that Sony are allowing the users of newer hardware to update their hard drives to, you know, up to 6 terabytes and maybe even beyond, while the rest of us, the early adopters, the people who supported the console from the beginning, are stuffed with a 2 terabyte limit? Well, unless you want to frig around messing about with power save options and, well, turning them off in effect. So as I say, let us know in the comments what you think, and I will speak to you guys again soon. Bye.